That's when I took a hiatus. Yeah, yeah. I went.
How come?
I think I got tired of being in a suitcase situation, but most of all, I think, Scott, I really wanted to settle down and get married. And you know, I said a little prayer to find the right woman, and that prayer was answered. And you know,
Was that after you went home, or
that's after I went home?
Okay.
Yeah, but I went home.
Was it Mary?
In the middle of 1979. Yes, it was Mary.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got a job as an assistant pro. I never thought I'd turn pro. My dad said, if you turn pro, you'll never play golf. So, you make the call.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much right, because as most assistants know, they work 80, 90 hours a week, and they're lucky to practice before dark, and maybe play a tournament on Monday. So I took to the apprenticeship, loved it. I had the best job I could possibly grow into as a first-time assistant, and never being in the business before, and coming off the road as a caddy to go to the oldest 18-hole course in the United States, Chicago Golf Club, a very esteemed club near my hometown, and kind of work into a business with not a lot of play, because a busy day at Chicago Golf is 40 players.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's a very esteemed club that just doesn't get that much play.
Still the same today?
Still the same today. And there was this young lady in the office that was coming in after school and working in a job occupational program as a senior in high school, and that was to be my future wife, Mary.
Wow.
So that's how things got rolling
Cool.
there. Yeah, yeah. So we spent 4 years at Chicago Golf. We got married during that time.
Did you have the reception at the golf course?
No. We actually had the reception at a course where I met my boss, Don Stickney, who was the head pro at Chicago Golf. And it was actually a pro assistance tournament that I was tending bar for that helped me get that job, because Don came and I popped a few bottles of Miller Lite for him that night, and we got to talking, and he said, hey, I need an assistant next year. Okay. And this was 1979 that we met. He said, in April of 1980, next year, I need you to come to work. If you'd like the job, it's yours. I said, count on me. I'll be there. So I went out and I caddied for Andy North for 3 months, because I didn't have to be at work till April 1st.
Right.
So that was my last stint for the decade of the 80s that I actually caddied on tour. Okay. And then I went home and became a club pro. So I took the 80s off, basically.
And what year did you get back?
Well, it goes, now we fast forward to 1989, and I'm a head pro at a small private club in a town northwest of Chicago where they filmed the movie Groundhog Day, Woodstock, Illinois. And it was a private 9-hole club, had 250 members. They all played. I was a traffic cop for 4 years, trying to get my regular guys.
For real?
Oh, absolutely, because everybody wanted to tee off about the same time.
Oh, you were a starter.
I was the pro. I was the cook and bottle washer. I was the tournament director. I was everything about the golf at that club. Okay. And wonderful bunch of people. It was kind of the suburbs, but it was kind of the country in Chicago as it's laid out. Yeah. And we were basically the edge of civilization, because beyond us was corn. Right. And Woodstock now and Crystal Lake and that northwest corridor of Chicago, you know, they have the train running out there, and it's grown considerably since Mary and I left there. But at the end of my 4 years there at Woodstock was the 1989 PGA at Kemper Lakes Golf Club, which was the home of the Illinois PGA, and it was also where I was going to caddy for Tom Watson. Oh, because I wrote Tom a letter. Bruce was working for Norman at the time. That was during his Norman years. Right. And I knew Tom was bouncing around. Well, Tom and I had worked together before. Bruce would always go to Hawaii in the winter, and he'd leave Tom to play over here at the team championship at Disney. Okay. And he would always bring his teacher from Kansas City, Stan Thirsk. Well, twice I worked for Tom at the tournament here at Disney World when it was still the team championship, and that's how I really got to know my hero, because Tom really, other than David Graham, I really grew up admiring Tom Watson's game and how he came through the ranks. And here I got to work for him. So I wrote Tom this letter. I said, Tom, it's our home course. I know it pretty well. You want me that week? He wrote me back. You're on. So I told my members, I said, I'm working the tournament that week. I hope you're okay with that. And they said, well, yeah, you're going to be out there all week anyway with your club duties. You know, I was on the executive committee with the PGA, and I actually hired my dad as the caddy master that week. So he's out there, he's getting everybody signed up. You know, he's getting Bruce signed up, myself, Clough, and everybody there. Hicksy was working for Payne Stewart then. And lo and behold, who won the tournament? Payne Stewart. It was his first major. Hicksy stayed at our house that week.